I'm Ted Baker. I'm the program director with Finger Lakes News Radio, which is WGVA in Geneva, 1240 AM, 96.1 FM, and WAUB in Auburn, which is 1590 AM and 98.1 FM, also of WCGR in Canandaigua, 104.5 FM, 1550 AM. I'm also the host of the Finger Lakes Morning News, which is heard 5:30 to 9 on those stations. And just to put in one quick plug, we do interviews on the program. A good percentage of the people in this room have been on the program, and we're told it's an effective way to get your message out. And yet, I still find a lot of people don't realize that we do that, and or think there's some kind of a charge. I still have people occasionally, how much does that cost? It costs nothing at all for a nonprofit agency. And all you have to do is get a hold of us. That's how most of our guests, that's how Marissa came to us doing spots for United Way. They call up and ask. So that's one way that we can get your message across. We also have our website, which is fingerlakesdailynews.com. It carries public service announcements, community calendar. It runs the news stories that we run on the air, but we also put additional material because, as Steve was saying, you're not confined by any space limitation on the web. So a lot of times we have material beyond what we carry on the air that we put on those websites. What else? I think that pretty much covers some of the things that we do. And I'm going to, at some point during this discussion, I was telling Marissa when she was in the other day, share a technique with you that, as far as I know, no one has ever used, that I guarantee will raise your response rate of getting something on the radio by orders of magnitude. And I'm a little bit surprised to this point that I've never seen anybody do it, but I'll share that technique with you before we're done here.
I'm Carol Ritter Wright. I started my journalism career in 1961 at the Geneva Times. I was the Seneca Falls reporter. I ended it 7 years ago at the Democrat and Chronicle in Rochester, where I was a columnist at the time. In the interim, I covered the Finger Lakes for 25 years and moved to Rochester coverage in 1986. I did a lot of court coverage there, and then became a columnist in 1989, and pretty much that was everything I did from that point on. But in the interim, I also had been an editor a couple of times, and I was on loan to Gannett News Service in Washington, D.C. for 4 months in the end of 1989 as a news editor. I have had a great deal of experience since my retirement and before my retirement working with nonprofit agencies, because I've been on a number of boards, probably about 15 or 20 altogether, at least that I can think of. If I sat down, I could remember them all. And right now, I am spending a great deal of time meeting all day yesterday, another meeting later on today, a meeting last week, several others coming, with the new Finger Lakes Museum in Branchport. That's my principal focus right now. So I'm very much involved in not-for-profit agencies. I understand how they work, I understand what they need, and what keeps them going.
My name is Jim Sinacropi. I own a company called FingerLakes1.com. Started in 1999. We build websites and host websites. We actually host websites in a data center that we maintain in downtown Seneca Falls. A lot of other web development companies in the area resell with a national host. We actually provide this service. That's one thing that makes us unique. We've built over 600 websites in the last 10 years. Some of the most prominent websites in Seneca County, I think that you might recognize that we built are Bonadin. We do the Seneca County United Way website, Seneca County government website, which I worked with Peg Birmingham on, which she was IT director there. Seneca County Chamber of Commerce website, and probably a good number of websites that you visit from Seneca County and beyond. We also maintain a website at fingerlakes1.com that gets 15,000 visitors a day, 80,000 unique visitors a month. 15,000 visitors a day, 9,000 unique visitors a day, meaning that of those 9,000, some visit twice, equaling 15,000. At the end of the month, the 80,000 number is 80,000 different people from across the Finger Lakes and beyond. We index local news, publish local news, create our own original content, video, podcast, text, photos. We have an online community forum where residents can discuss about whatever they want. We have classifieds, community calendar, weather, obituaries. We basically strive to be an index, so when you need information on the Finger Lakes, you come to one spot and everything is there. We're looking to do more multimedia into the future, because I believe that within 5 years from now, you're going to be able to pick up your TV remote, go to fingerlakes1.com, choose a video, whether it's the morning report or whatever you want, or pull up on-demand content, I suppose. And you can actually do that now if you have a Google TV or a web-enabled TV. But I think it's going to become commonplace within 5 years. So that's where our focus is now in terms of the portal at fingerlakes1.com. And from the web development perspective, our goal is to become better at creating mobile applications for our customers. We've already got the website development part down, and application development. Now we have to also all of a sudden, include a mobile element into all that, because that's what most of our customers will be looking for. So, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Hi, my name is Jess Zarell. Everyone just calls me Jay-Z because I'm quite obviously not the rapper. Apparently that wasn't as funny as I'm here for Scotsman Press. We come out with The Vacationer. We also do the Penny Savers. We do local town newspapers, and most recently in January we launched today's CNY Woman magazine, for which I am one of the assistant editors. We cover a lot of local news. The magazine in particular is focused on women's issues. We've covered several women who are either leading or playing a pretty prominent role in nonprofit organizations. We do have an issue coming up in December that I should say is going to focus on charity organizations. So if there are any women in the room who would, like to be featured in the magazine, please see me at some point before we're out of here today. I'd love to talk to you and hear what you have to say. We also are doing, as Scotsman Press, a great deal of social media development, especially with the magazine. We're trying to bring that out into the public eye and bridge the gap that's starting to grow between our audiences that we have between, the Vacationer and the Scotsman Press and CNY Woman magazine. And so we also have Scotsman Online, which has the database of all the local events that are going on, and the news that's covered in the paper. Most of it makes it online as well. And that's all I have to say.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Jeff Shipley. I'm the Executive Director of the Seneca County Chamber of Commerce. I've been here for about a year now. I started last June at this time. I'm originally from Seneca County though, so I'm born and raised in Waterloo, New York. So it's kind of fun to be back home. And let's see, a little bit of information about the Chamber. We are a nonprofit. We are, although I hate that word, because if we were in the business not to make money, we wouldn't be in business very, very long. The difference between us and a for-profit is we put money back into the organization and the community, whereas for-profit sends it out to their shareholders. But that beside the point, we are a non-profit. We are a 501c6. We're a membership-driven organization. We really strive to be the leading advocate for business and business issues in the community. We work very closely with the government and with a number of agencies in this room here today that I recognize. The other part that sets us a little bit different than some of our other Chamber of Commerces are that we are the official tourism promotion agency for Seneca County. So we spend a lot of time on tourism promotion. I am here today in part to talk about social media, and that is something that has grown increasingly popular and something that we rely on to get our message out for the tourism assets and the tourism attractions and some of the great things that we have going on in our area. So I hope to get into a little bit more of that. And the last thing I'll say is, Jim, I'm one of those ones that does have Google TV, and my remote control does start up